And Insania, almost forgot. I almost said. Former teammates. You've got Team Liquid matching up against their former captain and leader in 33. Hell, even the stand-in of Tundra played for both teams this year. He stood in for both Liquid and Tundra.
Well, there's a reason Liquid's, esport organization of the decade, right, Austin?
I guess so.
They just gobble everybody up. They steal everybody else's talent. They steal the stand-ins. I mean, everything is eventually gone through Liquid at some point. I would not count Tundra out of this matchup. I know a lot of people are going to say they don't have the full roster. They are missing Whitemon. That is a massive blow to the squad. Let's see if 33 can get out of here, down the river, try and get the extra move speed to work, but I think he will eventually go down.
Grenade taking him down, 10 HP, and Mickey will secure that last hit. A lot of damage done there by Toby trying to punish the team he stood in just a month ago.
I still would not count Tundra out of this series just because 33, he knows Liquid. He knows him through and through.
Yeah.
And this is a guy, he's a double TI champion for a reason. He knows how to gimmick his way through certain series. Dare I say it, right? This guy has definitely abused certain items of certain patches that will go unnamed. And this is another such instance that could come to light here. Incredibly straightforward and strong. There's not a lot of super difficult execution there, right? You go in, you cast all these big AoE spells, you throw down the pit. You throw down the pit, you throw down the Wukong, Sandstorm around a Roshan, glimpse people into it. You're likely going to win that fight if you are all there together and hit the right target. Execution, maybe the ceiling's a little higher, like with this Invoker dancing on kids, but I can also see this Bloodseeker struggle. No direct counter pick. Setup. And there's not a lot of damage to throw out to enable the Thirst in this game.
Yeah.
That's my big concern for him. Puts a lot more pressure on the Socks of Tiny and this Invoker to start pulling off some moves.
Liquid trying to get a bit aggressive there. Turn back around, double ion shell, but a whiffed vacuum from 33.
You don't see that often.
No, you don't. I think this matchup, lane, is so interesting because last year's Liquid, how often did we say, oh man, the off lane of Liquid, they're killing it, but it's their safe lane that was a liability for them so often. But when TI came around, that safe lane showed up and was a large reason why they were able to claim the Aegis in the first place. A lot of people pointed to Mickey and how good he got within that season as a large reason why Liquid walked away the victors.
I mean, it's just crazy one of these teams is going home here. I don't think anybody would have predicted this.
It's last year's TI winners versus the most successful regular season team, right? Tundra was at 7 different finals this season. They claimed 3 different first places. Like, they were the most successful team. How are they in this elimination spot? Well, Whitemon was certainly a large component of this team's success. And, I mean, even before that, 33 himself said that this is a team that they felt like they were kind of missing some of their identity. They weren't sure exactly where they were going. Toby is going to be picked off here by Saberlight and Boxy. Liquid already 2-0 up in the laning phase.
It's such a strong laning phase for them. They have good matchups. The Sand King's just going to push out the mid. They got the counter pick versus the Bloodseeker lane. This Darkseer's against Monkey King, a notoriously difficult matchup and arguably one of the better Monkey King players in the world. If Liquid can pull this game out, it sets them up really well for the series because, again, you are trying to build hero pools for your players right now. It's one of the strengths of Liquid. The more series they play, the more they understand how they want to draft, what they want to pick, the better they get. A win with this style of draft that can play fast, can combine quickly around the map, can get stuff going, fights happening. It's the exact style of lineup they want to play. So therefore, if they can find success with it, it's a great way to start the series and push your momentum further.
Nisha's just being super aggro against BZM because he has the Sentry advantage. He's really been pushing that. And
he's going Helmet Dom.
Why not?
No, I'm kidding. I got you. You believed it for a second,
I did.
though.
I actually fully bit that.
I mean, I'll get somebody at least once every time. You know, you could say any mid hero is going to go Helmet Dom.
I mean, it was that 7 Helmet Doms or whatever craziness we had in that previous series that really got me going.
Well, that's why I was watching that series. Everyone's complaining about the Helmet Dominators. I'm thinking, we haven't had Tundra play yet today.
Crystal has got a lot of movement speed and Sunstrike. Oh, was that off the mark there?
A little bit.
Just on the edge. Still, Saberlight and Boxy will walk away pretty worse for wear. Healing Salve for Boxy. And the creep wave is pushing into Saberlight, so they'll be okay.
At least you get some thirst going here, but a couple spells off the mark early for Tundra. Maybe, you know, little jitters, got to warm up a little bit.
I think that's concerning to me because, you know, draft aside, you know, what you do in the game is so important, and putting players on comfort heroes in elimination matches, I think is a really good way
ancient stack
to start out the series. That is a little sad. And you've got a Crystallis Classic, where they have struggled to find what his hero is for this TI. Right? They even picked a Razor, and it didn't work for them.
That's not a Razor meta. We just haven't seen anybody perform.
We've got BZM back on his Invoker, which is kind of his namesake at this point in time in this meta. We've had Invoker players come and go, but I feel like BZM's the best of the current batch.
Oh, it's his best hero right now for sure, and you could first pick it. Definitely sends a message. I don't think Liquid addressed the Invoker too hard either, as the panel said. This is a pretty good Invoker game, especially for first pick Invoker. Like, there's not a lot of counterplay. Your Monkey is maybe the best bet at getting on top of him, but Monkey is also a hero that really suffers against the Invoker control in the fight that disarms the tornadoes, Ice Wall. You can BKB, you can refresh your BKB in the late game to bypass it, but sometimes it can be difficult if those fights get drawn out, and BZM is a master of that. Trying to deny this.
Look at all the heroes coming in.
Yeah.
33 came over with Soxa to secure the power rune. That is crazy.
Did not want to give this rune to the Sand King.
And they're still on Liquid, potentially getting the pick off on Toby, as Tundra did bring a lot of heroes, but only one hero at the bottom lane, which was Toby, outnumbered 3-1.
Very slow start in this game for Tundra. Maybe Helmet Dom on the Invoker, you get some more levels on BZM. Start picking up some kills with Sunstrike, it could speed it up, but that top lane was tough for the Darkseer. The Bloodseeker didn't find any of those extra kills bottom. There's not a lot of thirst being built up, chipping these heroes down, and the stacks are being built from Liquid. If Tundra can get in here and steal some of this, that would be a big boom.
Why'd you point to the Monkey King as the best hero to address the Invoker? Why not the Blink Sand King follow up with the Liquid? I feel like that's a lot of initiation and burst that should address a hero like.
All right, there's a kill. There's a kill on the board. Nice little push in there. They're wrapping around. They can even go triangle now.
That's true. They got a nice ward to play around here.
I think
the
Sand
block
King,
the ancient stack.
He is another hero that can jump backliners, but I feel like in some sense, I mean, Sand King's either going to do that to somebody or he's not. Like, he can always use his whole kit, jump somebody and kill them, but I think to reach and find Invoker for Sand King tends to be a little more difficult. At least the Monkey, you can leap on him, you can BKB, and you can just commit, try and bring him down with Nullifier or something in this style of game. It's a little harder for Sand King. Darkseer comes in, gives you some auras.
Yeah. Oh, got him inside the kinetic field there. Insania lands that. Epicenter attempted. Nisha not going to be able to get it off thanks to the cold snap from BZM protecting himself. Nisha still threatening it. Tornado at the same time, an avalanche. Not great between Tundra, Soxa, and BZM.
This mid lane is a brawl. This is... I think Liquid feel like they're playing against Game and Gladiators again. It's just tri-lane mid against tri-lane mid.
Yeah, and Mickey thinks he's playing PvE because 33 hasn't even been in the lane. He's been clearing out neutrals half the time. Highest net worth in the game by far, and he's got a ton of denies.
This is the issue. I mean, you could jungle, but it's not nearly as fast as what this...
Needs to be careful, right? Because we've seen Mickey, he does like to do the gate rotations. A little bit surprised he hasn't done one yet.
I mean, I think he's just having such a good time.
Sure.
Why risk a perfect game right now? This Monkey King can do whatever he wants.
Why quit a good thing? Nisha, I do think Tundra did a really good job of punishing the first round, that hard camp stack, but
having such a good time.
The ancient stack is still going to go the way of Nisha.
Some of them
get a little bit of it. They got one last hit.
Quit a good thing.
Thanks to the blood right. As long as they don't lose anybody, this is not too bad. But really good job not to lose anybody first round. That hard camp stack, but against a disrupt stack, still going to go the way of Nisha.
Some of them can do
whatever. They got one last hit.
Little XP.
Thanks to the blood right.
I think you're going to rotate into mid, but Not a kill he's going to secure on his own.
But he's not to lose anybody first round. And then as he's stunned, they make sure to land the bushwhack. ECM, he's low, but thanks to Toby, a good decrepify. Still though, another glimpse back up. Insania, low cooldown on that one. Got it back up just in time to secure the mid kill.
That's a super nice rotation from Mikke. He's having a free game. Well, it's even freer now. Now he's taking it to the biggest counter, slowing down the Invoker game, speeding up his own.
Oh, first Rupture going to be used. Saberlight. Is he really in trouble, though? He's trying to get the toss on him so they can get the extra range on the Rupture. Saberlight's not giving it to Soxa easy, and now Soxa underneath tower is just going to die. He does what damage he can, but he knew he overstepped himself.
That's the one combo they have to guarantee, you know, some thirst activation. Use this Rupture. Doesn't really matter who your Rupture target is if you can toss him back. But this has been a really slow early game for Soxa. Just not finding those little openings he wants. The Darkseer had to go jungle early, so he had to give up that lane pressure. You're just stuck skirmishing around mid. It's Toby on a power rune, round 3.
Oh, this time around, though, Nishuk gets bursted down by the meteor, and look at the use of the hurricane from BZM. BZM, the master of all elements, call him Avatar. A meteor drop, little cold snap action, tornado if need be, and a hurricane from the creep.
That was beautiful usage. Catching the Sand King
So
off
apparently
guard.
Toby just can't, no matter where he goes in the river, apparently Liquid always be there to kill him.
He has had a rough time trying to secure some of these runes and at least some control for BZM. Overall, though, you look at the net worth, like where this Invoker's sitting, it's not too bad for Tundra.
No, not at all.
Considering how wonky a lot of these rune fights were, and you're going up against Hoodwink Disruptor, pretty strong in these early points with all the levels, especially Insania having the early level 6. It's been a clunky game for them, but they're in an okay position, barring what Mikke can do with all this early farm. He already has Echo Saber flying out. Oh, it was a quick little kill.
Nice pickup. It's Crystallis who makes the first run through the gate. Probably trying to find the Monkey King, but instead it runs into Insania.
Liquid need to keep finding little connections, combinations around the map, outnumbering Tundra. That's where their lineup will thrive, especially if you can get the Underlord to gate in on a certain play around the mid lane, off of a glimpse. Another miss.
ECM. I mean, he's doing all right, but frankly, he's not really looking like himself when it comes to these usually perfect spell casting invokers.
So many stacks going into this man right here. That is Blink done. See if Liquid make a smoke with this, or if they feel like going into Tundra is too risky with everybody available to respond. They have the connection capability, though, with this Monkey, and they do instant smoke it.
Where do you want to go with this smoke? Who is the most important person to shut down of these cores?
You want to go on Invoker or Bloodseeker, one of those two. These are the two damage dealers for Tundra. Darkseer is going to play a utility role, slowing him down, not that relevant. He doesn't have great wall targets this game anyway to scale on his own.
Sure.
You want to shut down the primary scalers and damage dealers. It's always going to be these two. They are looking for Crystallis down here, but
they're
a
too
little
late.
late. Little late to the party. He finished Maelstrom. He's already out of here. Nice read from him. And this is all time for 33 to recover. Gotta remember, like this Darkseer, he's in the bottom left of the map. He has a creep with Ion Shell pushing in that top wave. He's effectively getting a lot of CS off the board right now.
Yeah, as soon as he got that Helmet Dom, his net worth is starting to recover. He's actually catching back up to Saberlight.
This is a real Dom hero, you know? This isn't a fake Dominator. This is a hero that you would normally buy it on in a lot of metas. For this reason, Tundra eyeing up Saberlight bottom. They want the airlines combo.
They're baiting Saberlight, but they brought enough heroes to this fight. They're going to Static Storm Epicenter all in on the Invoker.
So
the damage, though, he's so damn tanky, it is just enough. Thanks to the glimpse, they push him back into the Static Storm. They get that kill. Still, though, Tundra brought so many heroes to it that they make an equivalent exchange of it. 2 for 2, and it was 2 cores lost on the side of Liquid. Tundra get the better of that engagement so far.
Not a bad fight for them.
Oh, gotta be careful there. Mikke jumping into a tree right in front of Soxa. Get the glimpse back onto him with the kinetic field, surrounded by the Wukong command illusions. He will die. So a third kill going the way of Liquid. Still, I don't feel like that's too bad for Tundra, outside of the fact that Mikke continues to grow and grow and grow.
That's the issue here. You lose the Invoker and the Monkey King gets another kill. That's the differential you're trying to make up here. Good fight for Crystalso. You finally get that Rupture Toss connection. Again, the Darkseer is going to continue to recover really well here with the wave pulling.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And ultimately, your 5-man team fight as Tundra is not going to be as strong until the Darkseer joins those skirmishes.
Yeah.
And he has some auras to offer. It's a really good pipe game for the Darkseer. I think that's going to be the first choice here for 33. See if he opts for anything else. But, you know, Glimmer Capes as well. Like, if Tundra can get up 1 or 2 Glimmer Capes, Liquid are going to hit this mid-game point where you hit that valley with the Sand King. He's just all magic damage. If you get Pipe, Glimmers, Mage Slayer, whatever the item of the meta is up, you reduce his damage output in the fight. You can just take these head-on clashes. Mid-game strength is going to be a big problem, but you can kite the Monkey King a little bit in this game. You have Decrep, you have some toss mechanics, you have Surge, you have a really fast Bloodseeker. You have ways to get out of Wukong. Even if Mickey has an early BKB, you know, he's not going to be able to chase you infinitely. So I think there's a route to winning mid-game fights against Liquid's insane team fight-oriented draft. That said, they will have auras of their own.
On the offensive side of things, right, it may be a bad wall game, but it is a great vacuum game, right? Bloodright, Avalanche, Meteor. The biggest one, I think, from the Invoker. The highest potential combo damage here from Tundra. Liquid got to be really careful in their positioning in team fights. One good vacuum could just be a team wipe.
You do not want to clump. You want to be the ones chasing Tundra down, getting the glimpses, going on the big damage dealer, so even if the vacuum comes in, the damage is already done, particularly if you have early BKBs.
If Liquid do clump, I mean, that's on them, right? They've got heroes that can really spread out in a team fight. Monkey King, Sand King, like highly mobile heroes that like to hit from angles you're not expecting.
They can space it pretty well. They can also throw this break into the Bloodseeker. Really annoying for him in the middle of fights.
Oh, from the Hoodwink?
Yeah. Like, you just get shot from this, you lose a bunch of move speed. It's...
Yeah?
You feel it. That's another tool that they have. Look for this long-range burst damage that can come out. And, of course, you have that Boomerang combo with the Sand King. Like, Hoodwink Sand King, amp up all that magic damage. It's just straight nasty.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, because of the Helmet Dom, it means pipe first for the Liquid lineup. Saberlight has his, and immediately Liquid are going to 4-man smoke with the Underlord ready to join them thanks to his global capabilities. They're going to run into Soxa. And while he is a tanky hero, he is still a support hero. Toby's actually going to try and help him, so they drop the Static Storm, stopping Toby with the heals, and they'll catch both the supports out of this. Unless, wait, BZM, oh, he's really lined up. A beautiful tornado into the Meteor, but unfortunately the pipe makes the Meteor damage look just bad. He really doesn't get much done with that at all. A Rupture underneath tower, but Nisha doesn't lose much for it. He just sandstorms. Not even the illusions can hit him. And now Liquid may be set up to get some tower damage, or they just back up and farm.
Awkward fight for Tundra. I mean, Liquid end up clumping on that choke point. The spell usage looks great. Pipe just tanks it all up.
Yeah.
Not enough to punch through this. Really nice aura timing from Liquid. They'll gain a little lead out of this, continue to snowball that Monkey King. And that was probably the one fight where Tundra had an opportunity to punish Mickey on this item buildup as he pushes towards the BKB, because he's going to have it for the rest of the game. That was your one window to put some spell damage into this guy. His game is just so fast here. 502, 150 CS, level 12.
Now, we watched Pure's Monkey King go for the early Radiance. This one is a very early game and much more defensive build, Echo Saber into BKB. You want to talk about like the differences mentality-wise between these two builds?
I mean, Pure is going to be a little greedier always.
Sure.
He's going to want to scale. He's going to want to farm, take more of the farm off the map. Mickey's going to play for the fights. He's always going to think about what that 5-man fight looks like, because the team is expecting him to always connect to those plays and be there. So he has to hit earlier timings. He has to have an item build that comes online and can punch with the team at the 12-minute mark, at the 16-minute mark, at that 20. Like, he can't go some Radiance into whatever an AFK farm for 30 minutes, you know?
I do think that while it fits Liquid's style, I can't help but thinking that Radiance looks so good because they were matched up against Helmadoms, and the way that P-Vision was playing against them, just pushing in waves over and over again, it ended up being just perfect for the game. And I feel like if Liquid doesn't get a lot done in this next 10 minutes, you're going to regret this item choice.
I mean, the Radiance feels good because you farm up, you disassemble it, you go into this Nullifier later, right?
Sure.
Like, the natural item progression scale-wise feels amazing because it builds into everything you want, and you get the farm rate early. I do think this build looks generally weaker on Monkey because it's not going to pay off as hard. But if you go this build and you use it to win fights, it makes your team overall stronger. It puts your team in a better position. That's how Liquid like to play. It's a style choice. Of course, you have to execute.
And a style that 33 is going to be very aware of. Burrow strike whiffs. Oh, that was just terrible.
They used everything here. I mean, that's Gate.
3 different
Burrow,
cores
Wukong.
throwing everything they have will finally get Soxa thanks to the Disruptor. Again, the early pickup of the Disruptor is doing wonders for Liquid.
It's bailing out a lot of these plays, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think they're getting a lot of these extra kills if they don't have the glimpse. I mean, I guess Underlord is also your way to deal with some of this Dom pressure. You can deal with the split push threat, still join the fights.
Yeah.
Just soak up the farm. You're seeing all of Liquid's cores continue to climb this chart.
He'll be another source of catch to keep heroes inside of Wukong's command. Once he gets the Aghanim Scepter, he'll have the double pits.
There's another Dom kill, and there's a lot of gold you're feeding away.
Oh, this is bad! Crystallis caught, farming up Ancients. No chance to get anything off. Not that he has a BKB that would protect him. He was dead 100%, but Burrow Strike into the Bushwhack. It's going to be a deadly duo for much of the game for Liquid.
This is just Tundra ratting the map, trying to get to some sort of item timing where they can fight back, maybe around the Bloodseeker BKB. There's the pipe for the Darkseer.
Ooh, Toby, he's going to go for the last hit on the tower, and he gets it.
Nice little snipe. That's 20-minute mark, so you got to think about the Tormentor 2 Liquid just already there, man. Not giving you any openings. They're just a little ahead, hitting all these timings faster, translated them into objectives.
Good
Didn't
try
get the
from BZM, well aware that they are doing the Tormentor, tries to snipe it. And not the best shard. They definitely wanted the Boomerang over this one. Considering all the magic damage they are putting into us. You and I were having a back and forth conversation last time we casted Sand King game, talking about how good and bad this hero is. Talked about how it reaches this valley in the mid game where it doesn't have Aghanim Scepter, but he has it super early. Blink Ags, highest net worth right next to the Monkey King. So when he does finally show off that next epicenter, it's going to do big damage. It's only going to keep scaling as it goes late.
I mean, this hero still scales like a truck.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about that. You go up against level 25 plus 5 or 6 slot Sand King. It is one of the most terrifying heroes in the game.
It's funny because the hero used to be just trash when it comes to scaling, but being given an extra addition to your spell like the Aghanim Scepter does, that's a lot.
Radiant are scanning.
I think so much of Tundra's game plan here revolves around the tiny, like the tosses. Can you find good toss targets? Can you start the fight?
Helma Dom kills, a double kill for Mick A.
Yeah, they've really fed a lot of these away.
That was 232 gold from player-controlled units.
This is the 3rd or 4th time I've seen it go straight into Liquid's hands. Quick smoke from Tundra, though, might not be a move Liquid expect as they were busy killing the Dominators.
Is it possible for them to kill Mick A before the BKB goes off? No. They can control him, though, and he'll just TP away.
Yeah, that is something that can almost always happen in this game. So you have like Abyssal Bloodseeker or something. No BKB control in this lineup. Feels pretty bad.
I do feel like Tundra's weathered through this timing, though. Not too bad. I mean, it's only a 5,000 net worth lead, and we're getting closer to the BKB. Oh, now they found the Nisha Sand King. Pops the Illusion Rune. Burrow strikes away from the rest of the team. Static Storm, but doesn't actually keep anybody inside of it. Still going for Nisha. A Touch Strike on the mark. It's not going to be enough damage. Not quite yet. An Essence Ring gives him the extra boost. He's got a Burrow Strike up in a second. 33 tries to go for the kill, and he got it.
What?
With a vacuum and a hit at the last second. They managed to get that one, and now a toss back. Though the Monkey King is here, and that is dangerous for Tundra. A nice toss away from Soxa, and Liquid just trying to continue the retreat here. BZM catching another, thanks to Cold Snap. Now the Ice Flow goes out with that Meteor on top of that one. The tanky Underlord is dead, and even more. The game is just completely flipped on a switch, and Tundra are now going to take the lead as they hunt down a 4th hero on Liquid Boxy with no more trees to be able to hide through. He will be run down. Liquid's lead just evaporates.
Completely gone in the blink of an eye. I thought what Liquid thought was a failed game top turned into another quick play to mid. Even without the Rupture, you're able to take the Sand King down with the final punch off the Darkseer. That was as close as it gets. Look towards Soxa. I mean, he has done this before. This is one of the things that won him his TI ring on that previous Tundra squad. These guys know how to play around the support Tiny so damn well, and this guy is one of the best support Tinies to ever play this game. He will find the tossbacks, and he will outmaneuver you in the fight, and if you don't shut him down, if you don't commit big ults to bring this Tiny down, he's going to keep doing it over and over and over, and there isn't really a good reply to this style of gameplay that Liquid have, other than they jump Tundra first and they just force the fight in a situation where the Tiny has to go into the massive AoE that they have. If he's chasing you down one by one, Tundra are going to be really happy in that kind of situation.
The wave cutting continues. So Liquid get 5 heroes back up, but they can't really catch anybody on the side of Tundra. Chrysalis now has a BKB, so not nearly the same kind of threat. He can play a bit more aggressively out on the map, and obviously he's a much bigger threat. Good catch, though, from Boxy. Finds Toby once again. Glimmer Cape, but they have some dust.
Next time, try not to die.
Perfect game for Mickey continues. 6-0.
Are scanning.
It just means he's worth a lot of gold when he dies.
Yeah, he really... it does feel like if the Monkey King goes down in this game, it's going to be a big net worth swing with what happens on the map. Nonetheless, Liquid continuing to scale up. They have the Underlord Ags. There's the BKB on the Sand King. I mean, they're ready to take the 5-on-5. The only thing you're really missing is that Nullifier.
He just got that BKB, so Soxa, well, he might have a shield rune, a guaranteed epicenter right in Soxa's face. He did get quite the reaction out of Liquid, though.
That's Gate plus that BKB Epi. I could see Tundra trying to do something off this. I'll get thrown out. That's,
Yeah, I guess so.
it's a tough break. Now look at Tundra smoked up, hunting around this power rune.
Ooh, blink away from Insania before Chrysalis can land that Rupture. Saberlight, he's not going to be as lucky. He gets ruptured and can't really stand still for long enough, especially with that Ice Flow coming in. Silvo with the Burrow Strike and the Wukong's Command. Mickey and Nisha will try and fight this out. Nisha needs the extra help. Without the BKB, he will die to the magic damage. And the Wukong's Command, Tundra just walked out of it rather easily. Mickey, they're trying to spot him here, but he's jumped into the trees, and he is out. But another team fight that Tundra walks away the better for it.
And look at the damage coming out from this Bloodseeker, 5,000. I thought they were going to have issues ramping him up, but he's just going to ramp himself up. Run in, get a good Rupture target on one of these big boys, and just run him down. You can't TP out unless you have BKB because of all the control from the tiny Darkseer Invoker. So once you're Ruptured, it's just a man fight. And honestly, this Monkey King is not doing enough damage with this build to threaten the Bloodseeker in that man fight. Another nice team fight win for Tundra. They'll claim an Aegis here, continue to push towards the Bloodseeker Ags. And that is a powerful Aegis in this game. Even if you don't get a lot done with the Aegis itself, it can wear through a couple ults. It can wear through a Wukong duration, end up winning you the fight just by forcing spells out of Liquid. Little rat action here, but I think Tundra are feeling a lot more comfortable in this game once they started taking the fight to Liquid, just playing off the strength of this tiny initiation. And now they have Crimson plus Pipe from this Darkseer to back up the team fight.
Hey, I love that two different successful plays off of making a go and getting a BKB out of Liquid, and then immediately smoking and going again, right? Saying that these heroes are too reliant on the BKB, they can't win a fight, right? If Monkey King doesn't have his BKB, then he is potentially food for this Bloodseeker and this Invoker. Found Insania this time, he's not going to be able to get out the blink. Nisha once again trying to make his initiation onto this Invoker. The damage, a lot of auras. It's wearing through them bit by bit. Oh, the big damage from Mickey. That'll make the big difference. Chrysalis is committing for the kill on Tanisha, and he will have him here full vision. Meanwhile, a great wall vacuum there. 33 pulls him back into the wall, and Chrysalis playing the outskirts of this Wukong's Command. Saberlight, he's not making it out. There's no way he can outrun this Bloodseeker. But the Monkey King, he can get away with the shard, but he is the only one of Liquid to make it out of that team fight alive.
Dispugna did so much work at the start of that. He healed so much damage, it forces the Monkey King to commit onto the Invoker as well as everything from the Sand King's kit. Forces an overextension. Once more, Crystallis able to output the big damage and clean the fight up. This Bloodseeker doing so much work in this game. You can always throw Alacrity on this guy later. Like, there's a decent amount of buffs.
Yeah, and he didn't even have the Aghanim Scepter for that fight.
It's just going to get worse here.
He's going to get Ags and he buys out the shard.
A lot of extra damage, a lot of extra sustainability as well when you're taking these man fights. You get Basher, you can absolutely just take the fight to the Man King here, or the Monkey King, even in the Wukong.
Yeah, for sure. And T makes short work of the Underlord because it's percentage-based damage.
Really good against this these two strength heroes on the front line.
Yeah.
This game is starting to spiral for Liquid. They need a team fight win the next 5 minutes or so here.
Is under attack.
Because again, they're in this valley in that mid game where their lineup is very magic damage heavy. They also lost the nullifier delivery to the Monkey King in the middle of that fight.
Oh, that's...
So I'm not sure it would have affected the fight if he had gotten it because it was near the end, but that's your nullifier timing that you didn't get a fight out of right when you got it. Instead, you got dragged into a fight right before it.
Yeah.
It just stings a little. As great a game as Mikke has had, he's just not been able to drag the rest of the team into these team fight victories.
I love how relentless Tundra is on the pressure. Saksa, he's looking for a hero that he can blink inside the base and get a toss back. If Saberlight's not careful, he'll get tossed back into a rupture.
It's so scary to show on these Helmet Doms because you start killing one of these random Helmet Dominators, if a smoke's coming through, if Sox is in the area, he's going to combo toss you into the team. You're just dead. So some of these creeps are pretty scary to go out and kill, and I think they had Alpha Wolf Aura in that fight as well. Yet another buff for this Bloodseeker as he goes in. It just feels like Crystallis has way more punch behind him than Mikke has right now.
I mean, it's what you said is true. It's just build your own Wraith Pact. Put all the pieces together. Here comes that epicenter. More drops.
This could be a setup.
This could be a two-man. Oh, they dropped
that tornado.
They got him. Tornado tosses up Nisha and allows the Invoker to walk away from the epicenter.
It's a lot expended out of Liquid. It could be another situation where Tundra try and chase.
Yeah, they got to TP away. They got to
they're
get
just
away
out.
from this Bloodseeker.
That was a ridiculous tornado. Did get the BKB off anyway, but...
Oh, Nisha. He still has BKB and you know,
yeah, he can't
there's
die
nothing
here.
that can get through that, but just getting it, yet another BKB out of Liquid.
Oh yeah, Tundra they're absolutely fine starting the fight and forcing spells out of Liquid, even maybe at the cost of one hero.
Yeah.
If it sets that fight up for the rest of their course.
Again, with the time Soxo went in, right?
Yep. If the damage dealers between the Bloodseeker and Invoker are not getting jumped, the fight is unlikely to go Liquid's way. They have to commit, and they have to commit hard on this back line. At least while Crystallis has Aegis, he's just not a target you can jump either.
Are scanning.
And you're looking at the damage ramp right now. It's a problem. A lot of defensive items coming out for Liquid. You know, you have Force Staff, you have Nullifier that's some damage, but it's, you know, little utility. You get a BKB for the Underlord, BKB for the Sand King. But where's the damage going to come from?
There's that Nullifier. Big burst damage. Oh, okay, they got it, sure. BKB instant teleport out. And it's actually close, man.
Yeah.
With the push that Crystallis gets off that facet, he was doing some serious damage with that rupture.
And you are not going to be able to do that for long. The second this Basher comes out, again, Crystallis knows all these matchups. He knows the exact right itemization to help you power through some of these bad, you know, carry versus carry into the late game.
So when he does get the Basher, what is the answer for Liquid?
I mean, generally for Monkey King, it's going into that butterfly satanic type territory where you can stand your ground, or you're going for a refresher late game with double Wukong, double BKB.
Is under attack.
He's just nowhere near that. Got to look towards more scale on the Sand King, right? Like Nisha, he has to be your secondary damage dealer. Shiva's on him, will definitely help. Pushing towards that level 25 talent will definitely help. But you have to get here without losing too much more ground.
I mean, it just doesn't feel like his Axe is doing that much whenever the Darkseer is in the fight, right? He pops Pipe, he pops Crimson Guard. A lot of that Stinger damage is being blocked.
Somebody gets decrept. There's
magic damage. Yeah,
there's a heal going off. Invoker BKBs and Ghost walks away. I agree. It's hard for the Sand King to connect damage in this game.
It just doesn't look like it's going to be a threat until he gets to maybe 25, where he gets all those extra pulses, and that is obviously a long ways away.
Disruptor Ags might help a bit, because then at least when you initiate, you go in, you start putting this damage out, you lock people in an Ag Static Storm, that is a way longer window to capitalize on the control.
Insania, oh, another blink away from an avalanche. Insania trying to control Soxa, tossed together. About
Nice
to strike that hits on two, and they had a static storm outside. With the Wukong command, they surround the Tiny, but once again, Nisha goes in with his epicenter, and Chrysalis feasts on him. And now Liquid again have to retreat after killing one hero. It's just not good enough. They do not break Tundra, and Tundra, stronger than Liquid is in a 4 versus 4.
They're
Actually thinking about going back into Chrysalis.
There's no
Chrysalis,
BKB.
they're going to catch him on the bushwhack. Oh no, Chrysalis, he went too far forward. The heals coming out from Toby, though, are doing wonders for him. A long glimpse back, though, into the... Oh, Chrysalis. Dude, things had been going so well for Tundra, he thought they could just keep pushing forward.
What a read from Mickey. Knows they have Glimpse to draw him back, knows the Nullifier is going to do some serious work here. Even through the Pugna heal, you have the numbers, you have the advantage. And finally, they get this Bloodseeker down.
And
just
now he's
as he
got
had that
Scotty.
Basher delivered.
Now he's got Aghanim Scepter on the Disruptor like you talked about.
Big overstep there from Tundra as they got another teamfight win, but then threw it away. And there is your Disruptor Ags. Little extra gold off that kill, pushes you over the edge.
He can
Really
whisper
nice
the Dread
timing.
if he wants to. It's not, you know,
I
it's
mean-
a decent damage upgrade.
Insanius, he's arguably had the best game of anybody here on Liquid.
Seriously.
Outside of maybe Mickey, who had that incredible start, but he has been there time and time again for those glimpse kills. He has found an incredibly fast Ags. He's 5'3" and 12.
I mean, he's the oldest player at TI.
It's true.
And he's having reactions like he's 21 years old again.
Suspicious.
Of course you would say that. I think it's pretty cool to see because I know Insania once said that in a way he regrets that his peak as a player he feels was long ago. You know, back in the Haunt days, he felt like he was the best player. And now, you know, he's on a team with all these superstars like Nisha, right? And, you know, he wishes that he was still, you know, like he still was his best self. But now, showing up at TI with the quick blink reactions, he's doing some decent amount of work.
Listen, brother, you won TI last year. I think you're doing fine in being your best self. And looking to make another run at it. That Scotty is done. Shield Rune on the
Shield
monkey.
Rune. This is dangerous,
Oh,
especially
this
BTS, the
setup.
one to be caught inside the static storm. 33 will try and bail it out, but that vacuum, it doesn't make a difference. Saberlight, you don't need to go back through that gate. He can just keep pushing forward, build up the damage. 3 go down on the side
Buyback
of Tundra,
from
but the
Invoker.
buyback's coming out. They want to
Triple
play
buy.
the second salvo with this team fight. They say Liquid, that's everything they've got, and they have nothing to stop our carry, who's now chasing after Saberlight. Get a bash on him. That's going to be one down. Bushwhack just stalls it up a little bit. Now a pin. Saberlight's not dead yet, but he also doesn't have a TP to get away.
He will go
Blood
down
right,
here.
he's going to tag him. They've got vision. He's not getting out. But for the number of buybacks Tundra used, they wanted more than just an Underlord.
Crystal is doing all the damage again. That is Tundra just running straight into the Liquid trap. Beautiful positioning. Monkey King from the trees gives you everything you need there. That's a nightmare team fight for Tundra. Exactly what they don't want to have happen. Clump into the AoE, lose your Invoker early. Buyback salvage it a little, but at an expensive cost.
I think the power spike, you know, swinging Liquid's way, I think it's really bad. The Invoker is the one to die because I think it swings back into Tundra's favor when he gets that Scythe of Ice, right? Then
Scythe is
you've
big.
got something to you know, 100-0 the Monkey King potentially. If you see him, you catch him before he beat KVs.
But nothing bails you out of a situation like that.
That's
you
true.
get stunned on 2 heroes and Static Storm on top. This Disruptor can always blink, do it instantly.
Yeah,
just
he's thinking
done.
about he's thinking about Eon Disc, but you have a Nullifier already.
Right. I don't even think
So-
it bails you out of that situation. They
No,
have
it
hit to
doesn't.
throw in. You get Boundless struck. You're not getting out of this Static Storm bar. Some crazy like 4 staff plays without Nullifier coming through or something. You just cannot get caught in that type of situation. At the same time, Liquid, they're going to look for that every time. They're going to plant this monkey in a tree. They're going to play around an Observer Ward. They're going to try and bait you into a situation where you have to go into them.
Under attack.
And Soxa doesn't have enough information to get the jump. That's a big factor that has changed this game in the last 10 minutes. Liquid have limited Tundra's information going into the team fights. They're not giving up easy toss connections for Soxa. The only hero you've seen on the map in some of these times has been Saberlight on the Underlord, who's just going to play in a safe area, deal with the lanes, connect to the team. Toby trying to break on the high ground.
Oh,
33.
Tundra, they're going to break this and to get the blink away. Oh, and the gate comes in. Of course, it's blind, but doesn't actually hit any hero from Tundra. Still
Static
got the Static
Storm
Storm
caught
onto
two.
2.
A sick connection.
Gonna be Chrysalis. They've got to focus down this Bloodseeker now before he can get off BKB. Gets off the BKB, gets off the Rusher, jumps it back around, and he brings down Nisha. Now the heal up, and now we can focus on Saberlight. Here comes Mickey though, with the nullifier on him. A boundless strike over the side. The team trying to bail him out. Chrysalis fighting for his life to get a kill out of here. He will go down,
that
but
meteor.
they can still win this. He's gonna buy back, and Liquid are low. They can't survive a second salvo again. It's going to be Tundra using the buybacks to make sure Liquid cannot outright walk away with the victory.
Oh, bots to a creep wave in the river, just trying to catch anybody on the backside of that fight. BZM did so much work there.
And it will ensure that they get Roshan. Was it worth it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Roshan counts for a huge amount in this game. It's worth the buybacks. It's such a tough fight for Liquid. I mean, what a grab from Insania. You lock 2 heroes, including this Bloodseeker in the Static Storm. Unfortunately, the jump follow-up was not there fast enough to kill him before he got BKB off at the end of the Static Storm expiration. That hurt Liquid a lot in that fight. If it's like 1 second faster, it's a very different scenario. Still a great find. You force some buybacks out of Tundra. You trade out the Aegis for it. At least it was only Aegis banner. You're not giving up, you know, one of the big items on top of that. It's another technical teamfight win for Tundra. A lot better positioning, holding that high ground. Really tough to go into that high ground on the outpost. Like, that is just going to be a tough fight no matter what. And there is the Hex for the Invoker. Dead even game. Less than 1k advantage. All these heroes are now going to... You got to look towards refreshers. You got to look towards those 25 talents. Like, that's what's going to change some of these team fights.
Yeah, what is the biggest 25 talent that is coming up?
I mean, the Monkey King's is huge.
I think the Monkey King has got to be the
Sand
biggest.
King would be the next for me.
Yes.
But a lot of these heroes have some extra damage that's going to come out. But those are the 2 biggest ones for me. Also, who got the Monkey King kill, right? That was worth a lot of gold. First death for Mickey. It was BZM who actually got it. That's a 2,000 gold kill. He got 1,100 off that streak. So that's what finished up that site. That's why it came out so fast. Because he had the buyback earlier, hurt his economy. Well, guess what? Here's an 11-0 Monkey King to push you right back up. That's influential here. Like, that's probably the hero you would want it on if you're Tundra.
Crippling crossbow. That's pretty interesting.
Oh, Blood Right.
Just who Blood Right.
And the timeless.
King.
I mean, of course, man, of course. You know, we would roll this in pubs 100 times. You'd never get that, but the man's a professional for the reason.
Times.
Okay.
I don't
There's
think
another
that's
Blood
how
Right.
the RNG works, but sure.
I'll tell you, I would roll that 100 times. I would never get that.
Yeah, but that's because God hates you, so.
Wow. I don't know if you're allowed to say that.
2,000 net worth lead, an extremely even game, and I'm not really sure. Like, I agree with you. The most important talents, 25 talents that are coming up, are on the Liquid side, but I'm not convinced that they are actually...
I mean, 2 Rupture Charges is also worth mentioning.
Yes.
Because that is an incredibly powerful talent. I just think the other ones change the fight dynamic a little more. It could absolutely win Tundra a fight if you can get 2 off on, like, big core targets. Just the damage pump alone.
The other 2
can
are
do some work.
instantly impactful. 2 Rupture Charges are, you know, usually not having immediate impact, right?
I'd say it's close. I think the Monkey Ring changes the dynamic of fights a lot, particularly if you're around Roche, you just plan it. I think the Sand King talent also, just the damage ramp on that is insane. It's not really comparable.
What about if we're going to be talking about refreshers for late game, which is kind of the MO of modern era Dota? Which refreshers do you think are the strongest? Because if you get 2 Rupture Charges, you get a refresher on top of that.
Yep,
You're
4
rupturing
ruptures.
the entire team.
It's definitely good. Just double BKB on Bloodseeker as well is super powerful. Crystallis' refresher, amazing in this game. The Sand King refresher will be amazing. The Monkey King refresher, if he eventually gets it here, will also be amazing. Those are the 3 big ones for me. And of course, there is Invoker, who can also go for that item in the late game. You just double Hex, double Meteor Blast.
Yes.
You know, someone is out of the fight. There's a lot of scaling late game power in this game.
He did offer the Aeon Disc. We'll see if he gets to use it.
This is a mixed bag for me. Like, it could pay off if there's no Static Storm. If there's a Static Storm plus Nullifier, things get really weird.
I mean, he is the last person you want inside the Static Storm.
He should not get jumped and put in the Static Storm.
Right, like I
that's how
feel
it
like
should
it's almost more acceptable for Chrysalis being that Static Storm than BZM.
If he has an Aegis, yes. If he doesn't, you better hope you have buyback.
And that is something that Tundra do not have for many of their heroes for at least another 40 seconds. But thanks to this Aegis, it has allowed them to weather through this timing. And all they'll be left with is about 2 minutes where the Bloodseeker does not have buyback. So Liquid, do you anticipate that they're going to get super aggro once that Aegis expires and try and abuse that timing? Or do you think a slower game favors them?
I think they want more scale in the Sand King. I mean, at this point, you're not 10-point out this game, right? We're long past the point where that's happening. You have to think about buybacks. You have to think about Roshan and setting up the fight properly. Like, you're not in a rush. Tundra have a lot of sustain now. You just got a BKB on this support Tiny.
We're talking about 25s, but Saksa did get an important talent. It's a level 21. The toss requires no target.
Pretty nice.
Considering how efficient he has been with his blink tossbacks.
They're just building BKBs and Aeon Discs. Like, that seems to be the go-to for them. I was curious if maybe they'd go for a Wind Waker or something like that, try and bail the hero that gets jumped out, but it doesn't seem that that's the course they're taking. Just kind of every man for themselves. Just survive as long as you can.
Yeah, I mean, if you only
There's
have one...
another Blood Right.
If you only have one Nullifier, glimpse back on Saksa, he has to use his BKB.
Mickey in the tree. Has Refresher. Got the Giant's Maul as well. Super powerful tier 4 items for Liquid across the board. I mean, they got triple Blood Right with an Outworld Staff Maul in their carry. That is some juice right there when you're playing this big AoE lineup.
Yeah.
And now you have double Wukong, double level 25 Wukong. A nightmare to fight into if you cannot bring this Monkey King down early.
And at the same time, Chrysalis has his 25 with the Refresher. 4 Rupture charges. It's all about who makes the initiation, and both teams know that. 10-man smoke. Nobody is showing on the map right now.
There was a courier on this shop with a Refresher recipe. BZM chose not to kill it. Because he does not want to give up the map position.
Oh, now
he's looking for it now. Yeah, he knew it was there. He just didn't want to show with his real hero. And for good reason. I mean, these smokes can be coming through from at any point, and it is. It's coming from the bottom right. This might not be an angle Tundra expect right now.
Oh, especially BZM doesn't want to be caught, but BZM very smart. Just throws Forge Spirits, gives it a little bit of extra buff with the Alacrity.
Liquid know Tundra are here, though. There's enough information to go off of.
But, I mean, you know they're up there, and I think Tundra now know you're down here. And look at 33. He's positioned right up perfectly in this high ground situation to break the smoke and maybe get a really sick vacuum wall.
Tundra can send units down mid.
Yeah, force Liquid to TP back.
Either force them to TP back and show, or force them to make the move into them. And this is the correct maneuver in this situation. There's also an amp damage in the river if it gets spotted. There is currently Radiant Ward on it only. And I think Chrysalis is going to go
with
gobble it up.
Alacrity on a Siege Wagon, you can't ignore this.
Nope. It's a lot of tower damage. It's just melting.
Yeah. Like you killed all the creeps except for the Siege Wagon that had the Alacrity, and it almost 100 to zeros your building.
Ion Shell creep cut the bottom wave as well. You can't extract the same map pressure.
And it's not like Saberlight, he can't do anything about this. The moment he walks forward, he might get tossed back. And that's exactly what Saksa looks to do, and he got him. Gets a toss back. Saberlight gonna be ruptured outside the base. Not good for him. He doesn't have a TP to just go away. They do manage to get a glimpse. What a vacuum! 33 with the gigantic hit against his former team. Gets right in the middle of all of them. Takes 2 out inside that vacuum. Nisha does what he can to kill Saksa, but once again, it's Epicenter to get 1 kill. 33. He did so much, but he has been abandoned inside the base.
Die
they
back,
were blocked out
Saberlight.
by Nisha, and now it's Liquid's turn. They are on the defensive side. They're the ones to use the buybacks, and Tundra will retreat.
Like you said, you cannot go up and clear those catapults at the same time somebody has to go up and clear them. It was Saberlight, the sacrificial lamb, but he paid a massive price. He dies, TP's back in, gets killed again. Very expensive double death for him as Liquid just hold the base off the power of the Wukong and the Refreshers, but not a fight they're happy with. That was a absolutely massive vacuum wall. Hit 4.
Yeah.
Just debilitating. The second that landed, it's pure chaos for Liquid.
The only reason Liquid didn't get completely wiped in that situation is Nisha made his own jump, and it drew so much of Tundra's attention And he was actually able to keep from dying by Burrow striking back into the base.
It's just such an awkward situation with the Rupture on the Underlord. You want to go help him. You get caught in a 4-man vacuum. You have to throw out the Static Storm defensively, which means a lot of these heroes can play around with it. And the second all of that happens, Invoker has a free fight. Bloodseeker has a free fight. Just a beautiful jump from 33, even if it ends up costing him a little bit. That's exactly what you want to see here. And Tundra, they'll get out of there with the double buyback. Happy with that exchange. Doesn't break the base, but
no,
some serious damage.
Not a huge net worth swing, but it does put Liquid in a very dangerous position where they are going to try and contest this next Roshan and will not have the buybacks.
Yeah, they're big buybacks too. That's an Ag Static Storm that you need in the fight, and that's an Underlord who could potentially have 2 lives in the fight off of that buyback.
Which pretty much means like there's no way Liquid can let Tundra make the initiation again.
No. You really have to watch for these tosses. You did get to 25 on the Sand King that we mentioned, so he has the Epicenter pulses with the Refresher, with the Blood Right. This is a nasty amount of damage if you can get the double combo off. And Daedalus for Monkey will also help. So that damage valley Liquid were in for a long time, they've pushed past it. They're now scaling in that late game. They have the DPS if they can land it, especially if they can lock heroes into the Static Storm on top of whatever stun is the initiator.
Are they actually going to be able to burst down heroes against double Aeon Disc, against a Decrepify, heals from Toby, against even the tankiness of the Tiny?
But you have to lock him in the cage. It can't be a I'm chasing this guy down scenario, right? You got to lock him in there and punch hard. The thing is, Tundra are, if they're smart about this game, they should not be clumping to go in on the first target they see, right? Throw out the Rupture, throw some spells into him, drop a Meteor, throw out a Tornado, put Forge Spirits on the guy. Do not clump yourself, and then look for that opening off of the Tiny. If you get the Vacuum like we saw, sure, you take that. But it's most likely this toss that's going to break the formation.
Again, Saberlight is showing somewhere. No buyback. But it's not a place that Tundra is willing to venture into.
The thing is, somebody is going to likely have to show for Liquid unless they get a crazy smoke wrap.
Yeah.
And the only person you want getting jumped in this game is that Underlord.
Is it that acceptable, though, when he doesn't have buyback? The other heroes,
it's
some
tough.
Heroes do.
It's tough. You can maybe bail him out quickly, but you cannot show the other 2 cores. They are all of your damage in the fight. You need maximum potential out of this Sand King, Monkey King, so they just cannot get jumped. Now, you can jump first.
Look at this, move forward. Ward Sentry placed. There's BCM, they spotted. They got the Burrow Strike, they got the Bushwhack. The amp does go off. Soxa, can he help him out? A BKB goes out from BCM.
He got out of there.
He's gonna drop the Wukong's command, and BCM is able to get away. The Glimpse, it doesn't quite hit. And 33 is chasing away these heroes. Mickey, he pops a Nullifier. He dodges away into the changing of the guard, and now we focus on killing his former captain, trying to bring down 33 inside of the middle of this one. But here comes Chrysalis, and he is dicing up this Monkey King. Another Epicenter comes through, going after. There goes the Pugna. He's going to go down first. The Epicenter is wearing down BCM as well. They just need a little bit more damage.
Can't get him.
Nisha can't get it. He's got a BKB TP out. The rest of Liquid are full retreat, and Tundra win another one.
That's a Monkey King buyback, but all Mickey can do is watch his team die from the tree line. The damage out of the Bloodseeker in this game has just been disgusting. That is a quad Rupture fight, as he is just running through everybody with a Pyrrhic Cloak on top of it. Nobody is stopping it. All of the focus is on the spellcasters, on the utility, getting this Invoker out of the fight.
Soxa, a toss back, a big one onto Insania. Want to take this Static Storm out of the equation for a full minute and a half. A Nullifier placed on. They're going to turn back around, do a little damage to 33, but there's just retreat. But Boxy, he's going to be caught in the trees. BZM, he nails him. Tornado, Ice Flow, Meteor, and Outworld Staff will only delay the inevitable. Death is on its way for the other support of Liquid. They are both out with no buybacks, and Tundra straight into the base.
This is going to be megas unless you can rally something here.
You already used all your ultimates earlier. You used all your Epicenter refreshers from before.
You do not have a lot in the tank.
You basically only have the Monkey King for this defense, and you may not have Saberlight's Underlord either, as he's going to be tossed back into the Bloodseeker once again.
Refresh into death. You can't refresh your buyback. Another one down. This should be a throne call for Tundra. You have Sand King buyback, but you
Beats up
only have one
Nisha
epi.
and Mickey. One more epicenter. They make the jump. They hit Chrysalis. They all in fourth. Wukong's command, but
not
it's
enough.
just not enough. A nullifier, but BKB decrepify and heals. Once again, Toby makes a massive difference with his Pugna. Now you don't have the epicenter. Now you don't have the Wukong's command. You've got absolutely nothing to hold your base. Liquid are run out of their own Ancient, and Tundra will take it easily. A game 1 victory. They'll finish it up by killing Nisha just one more time. A team wipe to end things.
What a game from them. That felt very sleepy at the start. Some questions of, is this Tundra going to be able to find the coordination, the team fighting to make this lineup work? They picked their points beautifully, and ultimately, that is a game you don't win without Soxa on that time. He absolutely delivered in that mid game. That sequence around the mid lane where he got 3 or 4 tosses off absolutely brought that game back. And then he just continued to find him and find him and find him. But man, Crystallis on that Bloodseeker. He had a 5k damage fight, a 5k damage fight, into a 10k damage fight, into an 11k damage fight. Just no one is stopping this man.
Yeah,
no
a
one can
12K
sit there, man.
damage fight. I mean, it was every single
It's
time he was
ridiculous.
the damage leader.
But that said, the supports are setting up for success. The Darkseer has buffs for him. The Alacrity is another buff for him.
Yeah.
You click this Bloodseeker in the middle of the fight, his buff chart is going off the screen.